All right, welcome to Texas Renegade. This is Jason. Sorry for the hair. I just woke up not too long ago. Stayed at a hotel last night, like I mentioned, the sweet spot. But anyway, I'm just gonna make a different video about workouts, managing your time, and finding out what works for you. Shout out to Cristo Cat for the shirts. I have a bunch of them. Go give them or check their website out. That's Cristo Cat. But anyway, so working out. Some people might want to get in the running and then find out it's harder than what it is or what it needs to be. And my only advice would be, don't. I'm not saying don't not go run a marathon or a half marathon or whatever. But if you've never run before, you might need to be more realistic to your approach on running. You might need to walk for 5 minutes, jog to the next street, walk, jog to the next street, walk, so on and so forth. Pretty easy, I used to be somebody straight out of high school. I was smoking weed all the time. I just stopped drinking. I got all that stuff done early, unfortunately. But I'm glad I did, because it made me the person I am today. I got the drinking done early. I never drink. I'm 6 years sober. I don't smoke weed. I might talk like it, but I don't. I don't have anything against it, and maybe I will later on in life, but it's just I don't really have time for it. And most of the people I know that have done it, they're still doing the same thing. And I'm not trying to go backwards in life, and but best of luck to them. But yeah, I'll make this quick. So what you definitely need to do when you're working out is get good sleep, stretch. You might need to ice sore muscles so you can be more consistent. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with walking and running. I barely could, shout out high school, like I mentioned, I couldn't even run a mile. I just stayed dedicated. Even in like 100-degree weather, I'd wear sweats just to cut my weight down so I wasn't so heavy. That's just what I did. I would even go to the gym and just get on the treadmill and just, I took a stupid approach. I went from like almost 200 pounds and I dropped my weight down to, it was so stupid. I was cutting calories and stuff. I dropped my weight down to like 135. You could just feel your heart just like you're gonna die, which you pretty much are. But I was just obsessed in getting that low. But I'm like 150, 160. I'm trying to stay around 150. That's where I like to be. But I found that's a pretty good weight for me to knock out swimming, biking, and running, because that takes a lot out of you. And especially if you're working a job on top of that. I don't have some sweet little office job. I'm working in the heat. There's no AC. I'm working in the cold. There's no heat. I'm lifting heavy stuff, and I'm doing that. So you got to make time. You got to manage your time. If you're going to be at your job for 10 hours, maybe you need to work out after work. If you think you can tough it out, wake up at 3 a.m, go do your workout, go lift your weights, go lift your weights, go to your job, and then run after work or walk after work, whatever. It's just managing your time and not burning yourself out. Like I've mentioned, I don't fear sugar. I pour loads of sugar in my Gatorade or my Gatorade powder. I'll throw sugar in my water. I'll throw sugar in my smoothies. I don't cut carbs. I get healthy fats in. I don't buy into all these diets. And another thing, whenever you're trying to lose weight, you got to consider your body mass. Like, you got to consider also how much water you're taking in, how much your bones weigh, how much muscle are you putting on. So you might be in an ideal weight, you might look great, but on the scale you're beating yourself up. But really, you got to take into account what I just mentioned. You're not fat. You just might have more muscle mass, or maybe it's your bones, or how much water you took in. So don't beat yourself up. And how much clothes do you have on? That adds weight. But yeah, finding what works for you. Also, there's nothing wrong with swimming. If you can swim, or getting in the water, just moving. Set a goal for, say, 30 minutes. That's not a lot of time, but you can, in 30 minutes, whether you're running, walking, whatever, 30 minutes, cutting your fat down, cutting out sugar, or like Cokes, cakes, all the unhealthy fats, cutting that stuff out. Getting in your healthy fats. That's what you want. You want the good nutrients and cut out all the stuff that's non-beneficial to you. Because you're just hurting yourself. Nothing wrong with having a cheat meal. I mean, especially with me living in my car right now, like the past 2 weeks I've had Taco Bell once. But, I'm also running 6 miles a day, and, I'll do a 10 mile, or I'm always in the gym doing extra work. Like yesterday after my 10-mile run, went back to the gym, did, jump rope, hit my abs, did some weights for 33 minutes. My battery's almost going to die, so I was going to go over my supplements. We'll get to that at a later time. But also I want to add that there's a lot of free fitness workouts on YouTube. Like, you don't need a personal trainer. All you need to do is fight through the times whenever you're tired, get your workout in. You'll be glad you did. There's times, I mean, look at, I get tired, man. During the week, I'm getting 4 hours of sleep, maybe 5 hours of sleep. But, I got goals to achieve what I want to. And being tired is either, what am I going to do? Submit to being tired, or am I going to just fight through that? Because come race day, I might be tired. There's not going to be any excuses as to why I DNF'd or whatever. I've never DNF'd in a race. I've only run a half marathon, got 3rd place. But in my time, there's not a whole lot of, I'm not saying there's not some fast runners, there are, but not like in the city. I can run a mile. I've been struggling. I can run a mile in under 6 minutes. It's nothing special. I mean, it's not going to get me to the Olympics or nothing, but, I can't do that consistently. I don't have the time. I'm not in my 20s. I'm not in high school. I'm not sponsored. I'm not going to college. So, and in my town, it's also pretty whack. All the tracks, like all the tracks are shut down. Like, they have them fenced off. Like you can go to any bigger city with higher crime problems, and there's tracks that you can run on. But you get on a track here, people are going to call the cops. It's wild. So instead, you're out there on the screwed up streets where I live, dodging cars. People don't respect you if you're on a bike. It seems like, there's roadside memorials where, people have put up crosses or memorials for people that have been hit on their bikes here. There's no respect for people on bikes. And speaking of bikes, that's another good thing. Invest in a bike. It's less impact. You can get a good workout for 30 minutes, an hour. Get you some healthy eating habits in, and boom, you're your best self. Other than that, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's a quick video. Stay dedicated. Become your best self, and that's it. Signing out. Y'all have a good week, or a good Sunday, and a good rest of the week.